It's Sarah here from Indie 88, and I just got home from the studio, jumped on Zoom to catch up with some friends who we haven't seen in a really long time, who haven't released music in a really long time. Amy, Justin, Jesse, and Kevin, the Interrupters, are here. Where are you guys right now?
We are in Los Angeles at an undisclosed location. No, I'm just kidding. We're
in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
This is like night before your first single. And how long has it been? 3 years?
Something like that.
It's been something like that. As far as a brand new full-length album, we haven't put out one of those since 2018.
We put out Live in Tokyo
last year.
And
we released our cover of Bad Guy by Billie Eilish in 2019. But
both of which like held us over, but it was like we've been waiting. We've been waiting.
Same.
We put out a movie last year. Yeah. This is called This Is My Family. We're really excited to finally release our music, new music. Yeah. And it's awesome.
Okay, so all we know is the title of the new song, In the Mirror. This is the tune we're going to play on Indie 88. What can you tell us about the new direction?
I started writing it actually about 10 years ago and I never finished it. And then during the pandemic, I decided to finish it. And it's a song really about why it was so difficult for me to finish is because it's a song about facing yourself and stopping running from yourself and stop running from the pain and trauma and stop running from shame and to take a long, hard look in the mirror. And that's what it's about. And so it took me a little while to write it, but I'm really proud of it.
I sort of feel like that's something we all had to do during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Was there something that like made you want to share that story right now?
I just feel like it's just, this whole album is an autobiographical album. It's pretty much my life story. And this song is basically my story, my life story in 3 minutes. I just felt like it was time to sort of be vulnerable and let people in and get to know me a little better. And it just felt like it was the time to share. You know, I feel like our first album is kind of like a first date. You know, I didn't really let people in too much. We're singing about friendship and family. Second date, second record. Now we're on our fourth record, and I feel like, you know,
full-blown relationship.
Here comes all the baggage. And I could tell you, I could pour my heart out, and yeah.
Let's peel back the layers a little bit. I see what you're
exactly.
And to speak to that, you know, the recording process for this album, because we were in lockdown, we weren't able to go into a recording studio. So we turned our practice room at the place that we all live together into a recording studio. So that also informed the vulnerability of the songs, because we were really insular and locked away and able to kind of express everything. That, you know, so making other records, this is the first time we weren't on some sort of schedule where it's like, okay, you have to have it done at this time. We never knew when it was going to come out. We never knew when we were going to go on tour. We were just like, okay, let's just find the songs that are closest to us right now, try to do the best versions of those we can, and we'll see what happens. And I think the timing has seemed to line up like beautifully.
It's funny that you said that, Amy, too, because I remember talking to you in Toronto when you were playing a show. And I asked a very similar question the last time that I interviewed you guys about like where a song was inspired from. And you gave up nothing personal. You were just like, yeah, you know, every single person has their own takeaway from our lyrics and that kind of stuff. But I can feel a switch in the vibe for sure.
It's sort of an unburdening of a lot for me. I've kept a lot close to my chest. I'm a very private person. And this record, I thought it was time to just tell my story, and like the good, bad, and the ugly, I just lay it out there. And I really hope that it can help other people and that they feel less alone when they hear it.
Maybe someone can speak to something that you guys kind of uncovered new ground with. So like, yes, you were in a different studio environment, but what's something we may hear different on the record sound wise?
A song, the very first Interrupter song with no guitar. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a ballad. And
it's very Leonard Cohen inspired.
A little Canadian reference. We like it.
Yeah.
He is a treasure.
Yes. But I'm a huge Leonard Cohen fan. And I just, when I wrote this song, one of the first things that came up was like, it's kind of like Leonard Cohen. So we took the guitars off, and I can't wait for you to hear it. It's really, it's a very sad song.
What did that discussion like between you guys sound like when it was like, could we actually put out a song without guitars?
It was quite a discussion, actually.
Many discussions.
We tried this song with guitars, and it just didn't want, sometimes the song just wants to be what it wants to be. We tried the guitars, and then when you mute the guitars, the song just sort of bloomed. Yeah, we're like, you know what? The song wants to be what it wants to be. So, yeah.
Okay, what else can you tell us about the new record? I know it's early times, and you're going to keep a couple things close to your chest for a few more months, but...
Well, Kevin produced the album.
We love that.
Yes, it was a labor of love, and it was a 24-hour-a-day job. It never stopped. If I woke up in the middle of the night and had an idea, thankfully we were recording at home. I could go back there, try some stuff out, pitch it to these guys and see what everyone thought. And if they're like, great, that's amazing. But if they don't like it, it's like, okay, well, it's not like I had to, it didn't ruin my day too much. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of fun being able to be the accountable one.
This one's for the twins. Was it hard for Kevin to take a step back because he was like part of the artistry, but also part of the production?
I don't think so. I think it actually helped the process of recording the songs, finishing the songs, because he knew what he wanted. And we've been recording music together since we were little kids.
Yeah.
So to actually be able to do it and be like, people will actually hear this. It was like recorded a lot of music nobody's heard before. But it was great to see him flourish and be in charge and know what he wants.
Yeah.
So the band is saying that you could do it again. You have permission.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. We all four of us, we've been together so long at this point that we do operate on a certain wavelength. We have the same references. We speak the same language musically. So we did, I believe, have a common goal in mind of where we wanted to take our sound for this record. And that was just wherever the inspiration leads us.
Yeah.
And some songs we that made it. We were like, wow, I can't believe this one made it. But it was kind of like Hunger Games of songs at a certain point, because we had so many different ideas and so many directions we were going. And then at a certain point, when Amy kind of realized, whoa, this is like an autobiographical record, it really helped trimming the other ones away of okay, well, this actually doesn't fit into that narrative.
Yeah. When we realized when we were looking at the songs, it kind of hit me oh my gosh, almost if we put these in order, it's my life story from beginning to now. It's it could be a musical. It could be, it's kind of amazing that it worked out that way. I'm like, wow.
We just need some dancers. And be on Broadway.
You give it 5-10 years. If Green Day and Alanis can do it, why not the Interrupter story? I love it.
Reach for the stars.
And it was also pretty cool doing the record on the property for me, because I'm a night owl and I get my second wind at 2 a.m. And
I hear that.
You do? Okay. Yeah. So when I want to sing, usually, in a normal situation, that's not gonna work. But since we're doing it on the property, I can look at Kevin and be like, hey, it's 2 a.m. I'm kind of feeling like I want to sing the song right now. I'm feeling, I'm feeling very depressed today. So let's do the depressing song one.
Yeah. And to speak to that, as the producer of this record, normally when you have studio time booked, everyone's got to show up. There's engineers and there's people working, and you have to respect everyone's time. So no matter how you're feeling that day, you show up and you have to sing that song. But the difference about this record was we would have a plan to sing a song and we'd go back into the studio and Amy would be like, I want to sing that other song, or maybe I don't want to sing today. And we'd be like, that's okay too. Or maybe a day we didn't have planned to sing, she'd be like, I want to sing right now. And we would always kind of accommodate that. And I feel which
is quite a luxury.
Definitely a luxury and a blessing, because I, as somebody who's been recording with her for a decade now, I hear it in the vocal performances. I hear the emotion because she was so tapped into whatever we were doing in that moment. And there was nothing else existing in the world. And that was a beautiful thing for me to witness.
Mm-hmm. Except maybe at 3 a.m, I could see you being like, well.
Oh, yeah. Lots of night coffees, for sure.
There's a reason I accepted this interview at 9:30 p.m. Toronto time. I was like, oh, yeah, just getting started.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So I did actually take a question from one of our listeners tonight. a guy by the name of Pete. He wanted to know if anything that you were like consuming during the pandemic, whether it be like a great book that you read or a great show that you got into, sort of inspired or informed any of the music.
Ooh, that's a great question.
Like, where did Leonard Cohen come from? Like, you know?
Oh, Leonard Cohen's on repeat at all times.
Yeah. But you know, I've never watched so much Netflix in my entire life.
Right?
So true.
What didn't I watch? I watched a lot.
You know what's so funny? We watched Ozark at the beginning of the pandemic. And then by the time the second or the last season came out, we had forgotten all about it. So we had to rewatch it.
Yeah.
That's how much stuff our brains are consuming. But
I'm on the Better Call Saul right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's more the twin speed, but
I'm all about it.
Love it.
So, you know, I think one of the things that did inform the writing and recording was just the uncertainty of where the world was at. And I think it kind of gave us this like license to just try everything. We kept saying, hey, fourth record. If we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? What are we waiting for? And I think having that feeling of like, what are we waiting for, actually led to some beautiful places we might not have otherwise gone.
I wanted to say, just to answer his question specifically, it's a very specific answer to that specific question, is that there is a documentary that I watched called Kiss the Ground. And I just like Kiss the Ground. And I just started thinking about that title and what it meant to me. And I wrote a song called Kiss the Ground based on the title of that documentary.
Okay. So that's on the record that we'll get to hear. Okay.
Yeah. They're just like Godfather. They have the Godfather on repeat.
Yeah. The remaster.
I mean, and that was the other beautiful thing about recording at home. You know, we did have a day, you know, towards the end where we had some friends come over and do gang vocals, and Justin and Jesse here cooked up a whole pot of red sauce, a bunch of pasta and stuff, like
bread,
full on.
Amazing. The twins are amazing chefs.
Yeah.
So you have everything you need for a recording studio within like the four of you.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah. So basically our thought was we're going to invite a bunch of friends over that are good singers that all have kind of different unique characteristics in their voice. We're going to play the songs and we're all going to like sing the big parts. And, you know, as a thank you, we will feed everybody, you know?
Well, yeah, it's like when you're going to move and you pizza and beer.
Yeah. The problem was when people smelled the food, they kind of were less interested in the singing. And they're like, so when are we going to eat that food? And we're like, oh, I see why you came.
We're like, 2 more songs.
Anyone we know that might be featured in those vocals from the scene?
Well, you know, for the gang vocals, you know, it's a lot of our close friends, but there's some great features on this record that we were lucky enough to have awesome collaborations with people we love. So we have a song that features Tim Armstrong and Rhoda Dakar, the Body Snatchers. And that's a super fun, dancey song. And one of our, probably our favorite ska band of all times, Hellcat. Greg and Alex from Hellcat sing on a song with us.
Cool.
Which is an honor, as well as our friends from England called the Skints are singing on a song with us as well. And they brought such an amazing energy to that track. So we did have some friends come in along the way and kind of help round out the whole thing once we were finishing up.
Well, I took a little peek at your tour dates and I noticed a rather large gap that starts in July and you know, maybe ends in September and happens to be right after a date at New Jersey, which is very close to the Canadian border. So we have our fingers crossed.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Okay.
Some of our favorite tours we've ever done of all time were just Canada tours. It's like, if you're going to do the US and pop up for one day, that's not good enough for us. We need to start in Vancouver and we need to go all the way across and hit all the cities. So we're planning something really special, getting up there very soon.
Okay, perfect. Well, we cannot wait to see you live again. I feel like the Interrupters energy is like the energy that we've just been missing for so long. So I'm pumped that you guys have new music. So what does the rest of your night look like? Like you put out a brand new song in the morning. Like, do you have to?
I know. We're so excited.
I just walked over to the twins' house and they were in a massive cleaning frenzy. Like the chairs were all upside down on top.
Do you guys do the thing where you smoke a joint and clean the whole house too?
I can't confirm. I think the joint's the reward.
But yeah, so we're really excited about the release tomorrow. So I mean, The hard part is going to be getting to sleep, because every time we have a new release, I can't sleep the night before because I'm just thinking about it. And
well, you pull that shit on Amy this time. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Well, she can't sleep either.
Yeah. I can never sleep. So it's normal for me, but.
Okay. Well, congrats on the new single. We're definitely going to be spinning it on Indie. And thank you so much for making time for us, even at this weird hour. We appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. It's perfect hour. Thank you so much. And so good to see you again.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you one thing before we hang up. Okay. I just want to make sure, because my audio is going to do some weird things probably for a sec here. I just got to show you. Hold on.
Whoa. Aw.
That's awesome.
That is so awesome.
Yeah. That's
Oh, it's so cool. We're honored that you have it up.
so that's you're beside Alice in Chains, and you are beside, who else we got there? The Glory Sons, another Canadian band, and
We played with them.
and
Yeah,
a Grand Ole Opry. So yeah, I definitely did some redecorating during the pandemic.
It looks good. It looks so good.
Yeah.
We gotta step up our game.
I know.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for the time, and glad you have new music.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Bye.